Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you guys are new, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and let's get into today's video. So I know that we have been slacking, like extremely slacking on our videos, but there has been so much that has been going on in the year of 2021 that we really just took time to kind of get our lives together and everything else in order, just because it is crazy. It's extremely crazy. But today I am going to tell you guys how I found out I got pregnant. Okay, I got pregnant. So first it starts off with me throwing Carlos a surprise party with his family. So I didn't tell him about it. His family knew and my family knew. And so on the day of his party, his brother took him to a gun range. They went shooting all day, and then we were able to throw like a birthday party for him, and it was super successful. He was super shocked. And I also stayed up till like 3 in the morning making these like huge number balloons. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but oh my God, it was a mess. Anyways, so later that night, his family was playing, I'm gonna butcher this, but it's called Loteria. And so I was sitting on the couch, they were all playing. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I didn't want to play. I just wanted to sit on the couch, and my back was hurting. And I was like, oh my God, why is my back hurting? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it never, like, it would kind of like sting and then go away. And so I, of course, what do? You Google, right? So I Googled, why does my back hurt? And one of those things that came up was like, you're pregnant, like it's a pregnancy symptoms. So what did I do? I was YouTubing all these pregnancy videos, like pregnancy symptoms, because I didn't have anything else. It was just my back that was really killing me. And so I was like, what is going on? But I started, like watching all these YouTube videos, and I was like, okay, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I'm not pregnant. But then I'm like, maybe I could be pregnant, I don't know. So the next day, I asked Carlos, and I'm like, hey, can you come with me to Walmart to get a pregnancy test? And he was like, why? Like, there's no symptoms whatsoever. And I was like, I don't know, something in me just tells me like, look, you're pregnant. And I don't know what it was, but like something in me was like, take a pregnancy test because you might be pregnant. So I waited till Sunday morning. We went to Walmart. I got like the cheapest of the cheapest pregnancy test. Like, I'm talking like 87 cents. It was like the little, I don't even know like how to, like, it was pink, but it was like a super cheap test. And I remember I got to his mom's house. Now granted, every time we go over, we are always at his mom's house. That's where we sleep. So I took a test in the bathroom, and I waited, I think it's told me to like wait 3 minutes. So I waited 3 minutes. I believe it was like, if there's 2 lines, you're pregnant. If there's 1, you're not. So I was like, okay. So I waited 3 minutes, nothing, like it was just 1 line. So I was like, okay, I'm not pregnant. Now, after finding that out, I stuck the pregnancy test like deep in the trash so that no one could ever find it. And so his sister came over, like, I want to say like 2 hours after I had taken that pregnancy test. And she was like telling me like, oh my God, like if you have a baby and it's a girl, like I want to do it like this, or like look at all these like cute wedding designs or like wedding ideas. And I was like, I mean, everything that she was showing me was super cute. So I was like, yeah, like it's super cute, like I would absolutely love that. And then like 10 minutes go by. At this point, I had already told Carlos that we weren't pregnant. So we were already like, okay, we're not pregnant. But then her sister was talking to me about this. So I was like, this is weird. Let me just go back into the bathroom and let me just check to make sure that I'm really not pregnant. Because I didn't want it to be where like you take a test, it says no, and then you find out you're like 6 months pregnant. So what did I do? Yes, I went back into the garbage can and I took the pregnancy test back out on the counter. Of course, I put like toilet paper and stuff, but I took it and I put it back on the counter, and there was 2 lines. 2. And I was like, oh my gosh. So my heart sunk. Like, it sunk. So I called Carlos into the bathroom and I'm like, babe, look at this. He's like, what am I looking at? I'm like, there's 2 lines. And he's like, what does that mean? I'm like, I'm freaking pregnant. And he's like, no way, no. I'm like, that's what I thought, because at first the test came out negative, but it's now positive. So I hug him and I start bawling my eyes out, like don't even know how to feel, because like it's so like surreal, I guess. It was just weird because like you never would expect a test to go from negative to positive, right? Like that just doesn't make sense. So of course I tell his sister, because his sister has 3 kids and she's already been through this. So I was like, hey, like come here, like I have something to show you. Granted, this was like 10 minutes after we had the conversation of her asking me like what type of theme I would like, X, Y, and Z. So I call her up to the bathroom and I'm like, look at this. And she looks and she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, I don't know what to think, because in the beginning it was negative and now it's positive. And with her like having kids, I kind of like wanted her opinion on it just because I didn't know. So she was like, well, it could be a false positive, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, that's true. So she was like, we'll take another one. So what did I do? So I bought, when I went to Walmart, I bought the super cheap one. I bought a first response one. Those were like so expensive, by the way. It's like $9 for 2 of them, I think. I think so, I don't know, I think so. But anyway, so I peed on that one, came out positive. And I was like, okay, I don't know what to think, because one was positive, well, one was negative, then turned positive. I took another one that's positive. Now I'm like, what do I do, right? So she's like, well, just to make sure, like take a digital one. So I was like, okay, like I'll take a digital one, but we didn't have time to go to the store. So when we went back home, we just ran to Walmart really quick and got a digital one. I peed on the digital one. It said not pregnant. You guys, I was so confused. I was like, what am I supposed to think? You know, like I got 3 tests that says positive. I got 1 digital test that says negative. I don't know, like I didn't know. So that was a Sunday and I was freaking out because I was like, oh my God, like what if I am pregnant? Or like what if I'm not pregnant? Like I just wanted to know. So I texted one of my supervisors, because when you get pregnant, like and you're a first time mom, I was freaking out. I was like, what do I do? And I just had moved up here about a year ago, so I didn't establish any type of doctors or anything. All my doctors were back at home, so I had to basically start from scratch. So I was freaking out, and when I woke up the next morning, I called my insurance company. I called to make sure there were certain doctors that I could see, you know, the whole ordeal. So I contacted a hospital and I was like, hey, I think I'm pregnant, I don't know. I took like 4 tests, 3 says positive, 1 says negative, I don't know. So she's like, well, let's get you in, but they couldn't get me in for like another week. So I was just like in the air. I didn't know whether I was pregnant or not. So I mean, I went about my normal day, and then my appointment came. And so she was at, you know, they were asking me all this stuff because I was essentially a new patient. So she was asking me like if I had symptoms, or like just asking me like the regular questions, I guess. And so they took my blood and they did all this other stuff. And so I waited, I want to say I waited like 2 days, but they had called me and they had sent me like my results. They're like, yup, you are pregnant. You are in the early stages of pregnancy. So I like the HCG, which is like your pregnancy levels. Mine, when I went, it was 21. That's when I went and got tested. And that was the early stages of pregnancy. So then I went back, my HCG levels were 71,377. So you guys can see like a huge jump from being super early pregnant to like a whole month later, and my HCG levels going like super up in the sky. Yeah, that's how I found out that I was pregnant. It's definitely a weird situation, just because at first when I took that small one, it said not pregnant, and then I checked again and then it said pregnant. I don't know what it was. Like, I felt like that was God telling me like, check it again. Check it, just check it again. Just check it again. Maybe you might be pregnant. And good thing I did, because I feel like if I didn't, I would have never known. And my first trimester, I would have been like, what is wrong with me? And it would have been a straight shock. But that's how I found out I was pregnant. So make sure to double check your pregnancy tests if you are taking them, because yours might just also go from negative to positive. But that is the end of today's video. I will be posting more videos on my pregnancy journey, and we will see you guys in our next video.